manipulatives, which are also called base 10 blocks. Now, base 10 blocks are these. This is a flat. A flat has 100 units in it, and it's 10 by 10. This is the unit. The unit is worth 1. Now, you can always change what your unit is. If you have a decimal, this can be in the tenth spot, or it could be the hundredths, or whatever you may want to make it. Then this is the long. The long has 10 units in it, and it is worth 10, of course. And you can do the same with this as well with decimals. This could be the ones place, or it could be the hundredths, or whichever one that it can work for. So, what we are going to start with is that you can do many things with manipulatives. You can use these for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and even with decimals. And an example for adding would be, I have 7 units. Then I'm going to add 6 units to the 7. And a way to do this is you can group them together in tens. And it's probably one of the easiest ways to do that as well. So I would group this together. So here's 7 here, and here's 6. And when I put these together, I can trade it for a long. So when I trade it for a long, I can take away all my units, and I will have 1 long left over. And then I have my 3 units left over as well. So therefore, 7 plus 6 is 13. Now, when we do subtracting, it can be a little more difficult. I can have 1 long and 5 units, which would be 15. And I want to subtract 9 units. Now, I try to subtract 9 units from this. It can be very, very simple, but it can be very hard at the same time. So I want to make sure I lay these out very orderly to make it a little easier. Now, when I subtract this, you can't just take away 9, the 9 units from 15, because you have to remember we still have the whole 15 right here. So, an easier way to do this would be to trade the long in for the units. So now I have 15 units subtracting 9 units. When you do this, you want to group the units together, because when you take away 1, you're taking away 1 from each. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which leaves me left over with 6 units. So 15 minus 9 would be 6. Now, when we do multiplication, a way to do this we will start off with multiplying 3 units times 6 units. When you do this, you're going to try to make almost an L shape when multiplying. So when multiplying, you're going to multiply this unit by this unit. And so that each unit is 1. So I'm going to put 1 unit right there. And then I will go through and do the same for all of them. Alright, and if you notice, right here, I have 18 units. And so I don't need all 18 of them. I can trade in most of them, trade in just about all of them for one long. So what I will do is I will take away 10 units for a long. So now I have 18. Therefore, 6 times 3 is 18 with these units. My next example is going to be dividing. And I have 12, so 10 along 2 units divided by 3 units. Now, a very simple way to do this would be to, once again, we're going to break up along into units. So we're going to trade that for 10 units. And as we do this, since we're dividing 3, we're going to divide all of this into 3 groups. So, once you have all 3 of them, into groups, you will notice that in each group there are 4. Therefore, your answer will be 4 because in each group, when it's divided into 3, there are 4 units. Now, we can do the same with all of this in decimals. And one example for decimals, this is going to be our 1 spot. Even though this is a 10, we need this to be our 1 because our unit is going to be our 10th. So, I'm going to have 4.5, so it's going to be 4 longs and 5 units. And I'm going to add this to 3.6. So it's going to be 3 longs and 6 of my units. Now, as I add this, the number will become bigger. So 3.6, so we're going to add 5 and the 6. Now the 5 and the 6, when you add them together, is going to be 11 units. Now with these 11 units, you do not need all 11 units. You could trade one in for a long, which is what we'll do. So we're going to trade all those units for a long, which will leave us with one of these units. And then once you do this, you still have to add your second part, which is the 4 and the 3. So then you will need 7 more longs. And then you take this long that you traded in from the 11 and carry this over to here. So therefore, this is still your 10, so you have to remember that. So it's going to be 8.1, or 8 and 1/10. And you could do the same with this throughout everything with the rest of multiplying, dividing, and subtraction. And that is how you can use manipulatives with adding, subtracting, dividing, and decimals.